In game number 2, folks. It's a best of 5. It'll always be displayed in the lower left corner next to the mini-map, so you guys can keep an eye on it over there. Currently leading the series, 1-0. Spotting in the lower right corner of the map, playing for Millennium. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for ForGG.
And the upper right, as the orange Protoss, it is going to be GungFuBanda. Damn it.
You know what? It's because we were talking about it before, man. It was meant to happen. But all right, GungFuBanda or Banda. I gotta say, he went with what I almost feel I say this in big air quotes, old school tactics for TVP in that last game. Colossus first, we haven't seen in quite some time. It's really been favorable. I mean, for example, Mana, who's going to be playing later today, I believe, is someone who often opens with an Oracle as well, but then transitions into Charge Lot, Storm, and Archons, and what have you. Going Colossus first, never a bad thing per se. It does, as we saw, work incredibly well versus Bio, but you need that extended Thermal Lance.
That's definitely for sure. If you're going to go for Colossus, you're going to need that. Although, yeah, High Templars, like Twilight Council and High Templars has been much more popular. But you know what I'm surprised is that you were talking about him doing like maybe some cheesier all-in strats, and he really didn't do it. Like, I guess an Oracle opener is kind of like cheesy, or you know, it's pretty annoying, honestly. But that wasn't really an all-in. Right? Yeah, it wasn't a proxy or anything like that, right? So it was just a kind of a normal game, and I really feel like he's missing out on an opportunity that ForGG is susceptible to all-ins and cheeses, and I think he should do something to try and get him an early lead at the very least in the early game.
Now, you know, there's actually a, I guess, I don't know if you want to really classify this as a Korean style, because you see it in Korea at least more than other places, but the Phoenix Colossus opener, I'm actually a big fan of. You don't see it as often, and it's not as easy to pull off, but I really do think Phoenix has outclassed Blink Stalkers when it comes to bolstering the Colossus, but also for catching things like medevacs and stopping drops. I would love to see GungFuBanda pull it out, but like I said in the last game, this is a player who is incredibly aggressive, does go for a little bit of your, I guess, one-hit KO type moves.
Yeah.
First Blood.
It's an interesting style in that, like, for a long time, it's so rare to see, honestly, that people generally don't know exactly how to deal with it. But a lot of the times, if they're really good, especially like a really good Korean Tan will do, is they'll just outmax, you know? Like, they don't care about the Phoenixes, they won't get a whole lot of Vikings or any at all, and they'll just outmax, like, the ground army. So I feel like that's the reason it's gone away for a while, but it is an interesting style, and it can certainly surprise a lot of opponents, especially when you get like 5 kings in your base in a PvT and you're like, what the
This
hell?
Reaper, by the way, 3 probe kills already, so just typically you don't really see any get killed, but oh, did he just like mind game that mothership core?
Oh, he's gonna mind game the Stalker. Yep, the Stalker actually didn't even check. He's gonna go in for another probe, and it looks like he's gonna be able to get it. He's gotta be careful going in the probe line. Could get surrounded. I guess another one.
Yeah, the thing about this Reaper here for ForGG, like we said before, it may have gotten 5 kills, and that's really cool, and it's slick as heck as it gets out of the base with 4 health, but this is the point. It needs to get out of the base. It needs to live. It needs to come back and see if a Stargate goes down or something else, because 5 probe kills are nice, but scouting information is always way more valuable.
Yeah, I'm so surprised to get out of there when the probes were pulled. There was just a little bit in the mineral line. But you're right. It's so important that he keeps it in there, especially, you know, at the very least, right now, as he goes back in, he gets the scout off, he sees what he needs to, and then it can die. But I definitely wanted to see what was going down first, and it is going to be a robotics ability, so a lot more typical than the Oracle opener we saw last game.
Well, he might actually get a probe kill here, kind of realizing he might not have a way out. Goes to the probe, through the mineral line, doesn't get that last hit, though.
So close.
But alright, behind this, you know, he opened expecting Oracles. I think we did see, of course, the Widow Mines come out first, as well as a lot of Marines, but perhaps a little relieved that that's not going to be the case. Still going to go for that 2 Widow Mine 4 Marine drop. GungFuBanda, though, having gone for the Robo quicker, will, of course, have the Oracle out, and this will not be that big of a threat.
The Observer?
Or, yes, Observer, sorry. I'm still thinking detection and whatever.
Yeah, so it's just going to be, does he see it? And does ForGG, seeing if there aren't any cannons down, go for like the mineral line? As of last time, he just went in between the bases, dodged a photon overcharge, and killed a few stalkers, which is still good. But of course, the big thing that you can really get with Widow Mine drops is chopping on the army or the mineral line and getting a lot of probe kills. And that's always fascinating to see as a Terran player when those for probes just blow up.
Now, ForGG actually, he might, if he's really on top of this, he might. No, he's not going to see the observer. Okay, never mind.
I don't know if he would be on that top of it, but actually does burrow in the mineral line. He pulls away some of the
He's gonna
probes.
get
All
a
right.
hit.
Yeah,
Ace.
that's really nice. And the second one's probably not gonna get too much either. Yeah, he only gets one.
I was gonna say though, Happy is one of those guys where you watch him do this, and he actually does see the observer on the way. He will drop out and scan it, and you're just like, wow, I wish I was that good at the game.
Oh, he also sees the Dark Shrine.
Oh, that's actually a really big tell. I didn't even see that in production. There we go in the back of the production lab. This is actually going to prompt ForGG to have to build some turrets here in base. Typically, you'll have those paranoia turrets up for Oracle, or sorry, Observer. I keep saying Oracle's name. For observers, of course, but you know, DTs can shut you down if you're not prepared for them, and he's got to make sure that that does not happen. We will continue the drop here at the natural. Does pull off the mineral lines for now. Might get a sentry kill out of this though. Guardian Shield is a little bit too strong for that. Well, recovers the Widow Mine at least, I guess. Kind of a cute move there. Not a lot getting done with that drop, but he got a lot of information out of it, which in the end ultimately does kind of make it worthwhile.
He hasn't thrown on any missile turrets. Oh, as I say that, he immediately throws down one in the main. I'd say precautionary, throw down one in the, no, rather, he threw down one at the natural. Also throw down one in the main because, of course, you know he has a robotics facility, so there's a possibility he can get a Warp Prism with that Dark Shrine, but ForGG expecting it just from the front, and of course, we know that there is actually no Warp Prism on the way.
Yeah, and it's not like that the missile turret was particularly late. It's just that he only put the engineering bay down upon scouting that Dark Shrine, whether it was the timing, coincidence, or on purpose, but we do, of course, have +1 weapons on the way. No double engineering base, so still just going to look to play a little more army heavy, a little bit less upgrade heavy, but that's perfectly fine. Marines with combat shields did just kick in as he storms the frontier. Overcharge does need to be popped. It is popped, and he's not going to be able to focus down this Nexus. However, drop in the main while this is going on. Widowmine will burrow. Marines will get some more kills. Probes are going to be pulled.
God.
Oh, that could have been really nasty. Good control of GungFuBanda, though, at the last second to pull one of the probes back to make sure that that did not explode on the majority of them.
Yeah, it's too bad. I believe ForGG has not been focus firing his Widow Mines, which you generally don't do, but it's always cool when they do. Also, still no Dark Templars. I mean, we see one warped in at the
home
main of GungFuBanda, but there wasn't any, like, in the direction of... Well, actually, he's just standing there. There is a proxy pylon, kind of, and he's just standing there.
Well, just chilling. I think, you know, honestly, GungFuBanda has not exactly been slack on his control so far this game. Oddly enough, is exactly even resources lost, just side note. But I imagine once he sees the attack coming in, he'll send that Dark Templar in. Of course, he knows that the turret's there. He's out with the Observer, so has to be super careful about it. Drop in the main once again. There's a cannon coming down, but not for a few seconds.
Oh, what's happened? The natural has been force-footed off, but oh, that's enough for the Marines to get in. And they are so fast. They just run in, dart in. It doesn't even matter.
4 seconds either, which is really unfortunate. 2 seconds,
Scan.
1 second. Overcharge needs to go off right now. Nexus is already half dead, but this might go down to decisive folks. The stiff kicks it at just the right time. It looks like, yes, that Nexus will fall.
Yeah, and the DT finally decides to go in, but there's actually stuff there now. GG.
All right, a quick 2-0 for ForGG, but it's, again, a best of 5, so he's got to win one more to lock this down.
It's going to be difficult, though. You know, so far nothing's really been working for our Protoss player.
No, I sit here and I want to see GungFuBanda go for if he's like something more typical. I want to see armor upgrades quick. I want to see zealots. I want to see charge. I want to see storm out of this guy, because ForGG playing incredibly bio heavy, that is kind of the Achilles heel. Where, well, what do you do versus storms? Even the best splits sometimes aren't enough.
He's been really playing very heavy, so I think this will be beneficial, right? Just trying to
Oh, is that my Skype?
drop.
Hello.